Egg prices continue to accelerate to the upside. We're talking big price increases, friends. A lot of you guys are not liking what you're seeing as you get to the store, and you're letting me know about it. We also have digital store price tags rolling out across the nation. Some of the main big chains out there are rolling them out so they can do real-time price increases to keep up with hyperinflation. And how long do you think a child with 2 broken teeth should wait to see a dentist? We have the story of one of our viewers and their experiences out there. And we have one of our community members out there making a difference in their neighborhood, 1 egg at a time. Lots of more stuff in addition to all that. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sharing from across the United States and around the world. Friends, I am in an exotic location, if you guys can guess where I am, but we are also actually on a battlefield. And let's just say a ship sank right behind me. And we're going to cover that more in depth in this afternoon's video. So do post back in for that to hear that story, as well as how it ties into current events. I am wearing short sleeve shirt again, so I am not in Iceland anymore. Rumors of my returning to the United States are greatly exaggerated. I don't know if that ship's gonna actually give you guys a clue as to where I am, but you can try to use that as well. Take your guess down below. All right, so we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts get into silver, gold, and platinum in their retirement accounts. So if you have a retirement account and you don't like it being in the stock market gambling, pretending like the economy is doing great, well, then you might want to talk to Jonathan and his team. There'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, so for the first time since 2008, the 2008 financial crisis, PricewaterhouseCoopers is laying off their employees. This doesn't happen. They're laying off 1,800 of them. They are a massive, massive employer. They got like 400,000 employees worldwide. But if you're not familiar with accounting, if you're not familiar with the big business side of things, you may not understand who they are. They're one of the big 4. There are 4 big accounting firms that basically service everyone from like McDonald's to Walmart to international companies like Caterpillar and Apple and all those kind of things. They're the ones who make sure that they're keeping the books properly, and they do like consulting work too. So these guys make big bucks, and they are tied into the deepest parts of the banking system and all of that. All right, so they're laying off people. There are the big 4, there's Deloitte, Ernst & Young, and KPMG out there. And I thought about trying to work for them, and the crazy hours that you have to work there is just absolutely insane. But they pay good money too. But 1,800 of them are being laid off, which is really surprising. They could just slow their hiring, but they're not doing that. They're firing people. They're laying them off. So what is going on in the markets internationally that they are having that to take such extreme measures? That's a big question out there. All right, a major event was narrowly averted at the ExxonMobil Beaumont refinery outside Houston, Texas, when a large amount of sulfur dioxide was almost released into the community. A failure of a sulfur unit was going to release a lot of sulfur dioxide. They released some, but they were able to get emergency procedures to shut it down and to contain the leaks. They gave an emergency shelter-in-place order to the entire community around them. Get indoors immediately because the sulfur dioxide didn't give any time for people to flee. They were very, very concerned about that. Very close call. Much worse than like an explosion. The release of sulfur dioxide would have been nasty, nasty. All right, a very close call. We saw a cruise ship in the background, or I don't know what that was, a ferry or something. But we have a very close call in Alaska with a Carnival cruise ship where they hit an iceberg. No passengers were injured, and the ship only suffered minor damage. Apparently they were able to steer away from it just in time. They still collided with it, but they were able to limit the amount of damage that they took, and they were able to keep the thing afloat and everything. But narrowly averting a big crisis there. That would have been absolutely catastrophic, trying to fish those people out of the water. Obviously, the waters off the Alaska are very, very serious waters. They have a whole TV show and everything, right? The Deadliest Catch. This is from Kenneth. Update from Kenya. On a 2-week mission trip and plan to fly home on Sunday morning. The entire international airport is shut down, with thousands of passengers neither coming in or going out. This is in response to the plan for Indian Adonai to take over a bunch of the work things there. He wants 30 acres of land near the airport given to him for building houses and apartments on, and visas for Indian citizens. The 5,000 workers at the airport believe that they will be fired and the Indians will take over. There is a court stay in place now, but no way to know how long this strike will last. So this was airline workers there in Kenya, concerned that the Indians are going to take their job, that they're going to move in and basically outsource all their jobs, even though they're still in the same country, right? They're just going to come in and take them. Gee, there's a lot of that going around, isn't there? There's a lot of people concerned about other people moving in from outside the country and taking their jobs. Of course, this sounds like it would actually be like legal immigration, which is a completely different thing. But in the end, it's basically the same thing, isn't it? This is from E in central Pennsylvania. Weiss Markets, no heavy cream at all. Rather, they have a recipe posted on the shelf on how to make it yourself. Isn't that helpful? Yeah, you can make it yourself. Next, they're going to have that in the junk food aisle, and give you some cornmeal, some sugar, and some salt, and some MSG, and you can make your own Doritos or whatever. Josh says, update. My dad gets scamming calls all the time, but today something really weird happened. He had a phone call, and the caller ID came up as someone we know as a close friend. When he answered the phone, it wasn't our friend. It was a scammer asking if he had Medicare. Not sure how the scammer was able to pull this off, but be careful when you answer your phone. Also wondering if anyone else has had this happen to them. So if you have, let us know down in the comments down below. If you have other updates, please let us know down in the comments. Make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment to get it to the right place. Give us a geographical location if it's relevant to your comments, please. I keep getting some and you're like, it's really low here, this is missing here, and then you don't tell me where, and that doesn't help. It's, we got to know at least the country, we got to know where in the country to make that somewhat relevant, a lot of the comments. This is from M. I'm trying not to fall off this cliff face, so if you see me kind of dancing around a little bit here. M, Northern Nevada. Went to Walmart yesterday, 60 count eggs, $22.60. 18 count is $7.60, and a dozen is $5.60. Yikes, that's insane. I don't care what store you're at, $5.60 for a dozen eggs is highway robbery. No gallon jugs of vinegar, only 8 quarts of apple cider vinegar, and 90% of the milk was empty as well. That's all in northern Nevada. Alibaba. The UK is showing signs of letting the big corporations take over. This is the heading from the government website. Chancellor announces £8 billion Amazon Web Services investment as she vows to make every part of Britain better off. Yeah, it all depends on your definition of better off, doesn't it? Maybe we're better off if you don't bring these big corporations in to take over everything. I don't know. This is whilst the government can't afford to pay the usual winter fuel allowance for the elderly and can't afford to feed or house the homeless. This is from Highlander. An official government report came out 9/11 saying that despite the low reproduction rate of native Kentuckians in the state, we will need to build still 287,000 units. Wait a minute, so we're not having kids, so it's not our people who are going to need the housing. Why will we need 287,000 more units in Kentucky? To house people receiving government assistance by 2029. Well, we got to grow the number of people on housing assistance. That's why. They need to make us poor, and they need to bring in more people so that they can have enough housing used up. Captain Picard, I'm going to assume this isn't the one I've heard of, but okay, because maybe he's time traveling again. I don't know. H-E-B grocery stores are installing steel and concrete bollards across the curb area in front of the doors at their store in my Texas Hill country area. Wide enough for carts to get through, but not a vehicle. These are not new stores and haven't had bollards in the past. What are they expecting? I think we all know what they're expecting because we've seen this stuff happen. Remember last time they had some peaceful protests and everyone suddenly felt the need to right the wrongs of history by stealing TVs. Well, friends, what do you think's going to happen at the end of November? What do you think's going to happen at the end of this year? That's going to be something to be seen. Either their people are going to be stealing TVs, or our people are going to be asking some serious questions, right? Buddy Boo says Southern Ontario, Canada, the biggest turkey farm in the area burnt down 3 weeks ago. 9,000 young turkeys perished. Means turkey Thanksgivings in Ontario will be in a shortage and probably more expensive. Well, we'll have to have a few more fires before that happens, but we are going to start watching that. It's amazing how the turkeys start getting culled en masse every year as we go into the fall season, as we go into Thanksgiving season. So we will keep track and see what's happening with that. I'm sure these Grinches that want to cancel Christmas and they would love nothing more than to cancel Thanksgiving as well. They will probably find some bird flu to make sure that our turkeys are expensive and hard to find. They do it every year. It's astonishing. Baby MacBean. Let's go with McBean. That sounds good. Armed guards in front of Costco entrance in Vallejo, California. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but I'm not Mexican. So California also stationed where cars start coming into the parking lot with a sunshade. It's just funny how they say that we're crazy. Like they're like, what? You need to protect yourself? You need a boomstick to protect yourself? And then you go to the store and you see them arming up there, and you're just like, well, if the store needs to protect itself with boomsticks, maybe I need to protect myself and my family with boomsticks too. That sounds logical to me, doesn't it? And yet that means you are absolutely crazy if you think along those lines, right? So the hypocrisy just knows no end. Love Mama says, here in DeLand, Florida, our Walmart has changed our price tags on the shelves to large white tags. My mother-in-law thought at first that they were sale tags. Nope, they are temporary tags until the electronic e-tags are in place. My daughter has a friend that works at Walmart overnight stocking, and he says that they are changing all tags to e-tags that will change price in real time. Yeah, looking forward to that. What happens when you get something off the shelf and it says one price, and then by the time you get to the front, it says a different price? Yeah, we've all experienced that. They need all the help they can get cheating us, don't they? Douglas says, the dentist situation in Southwest Virginia is a joke. With my 8-year-old daughter has been on a waiting list for 7 to 8 months now, with 2 broken teeth and in a lot of pain. A regular dentist refused to see her as she was sent to an oral surgeon. We took her to the ER as instructed by her doctor if it got bad, and being a huge, smart, hiney person, they tell us just to give her Tylenol. That's crazy. Having to take her to the ER for the pain when, because just can't get her into a dentist, can't get her into an oral surgeon to do anything. Absolutely insane. And yet that's where our healthcare system is going. How's Obamacare working out for you guys? Still working great? Everyone love it? Just getting better and better, isn't it? We poured in how many billions of dollars into the website by now? And it's completely functional and so very helpful. Yeah. That's why I checked out of the whole health insurance thing. That's why I use my my Christian medical health sharing ministry instead, because I wouldn't want to give these insurance companies a dime. I'd rather, you know, if there's any option other than that, I would go for that, which I have. So, Melissa says, Southern Illinois, Dollar General had no ground beef, chicken, or steak, had 1 dozen eggs. The following day had about 20 dozen eggs and only 2 packs of pork chops, 2 packs of stew meat, and brats. Employee had no idea as to when more was coming. I offered out eggs to people in my community on Facebook should they need any. Very glad I added 19 more hens this year. Although building the massive coop and run is rough on me and my 67-year-old mother, I am doing everything I can to protect my family and help my community. It's people like you that give us hope out there, not only thinking about yourselves, but looking to be a benefit to your community. Remember, as I always say, you always get pushback on that. It's like, we should just help ourselves. We should just take care of ourselves. If your purpose in life is not to help other people, I don't know. I don't understand that, honestly, personally. And if it works for you, okay. But I really think that we need to have more of a purpose than just survival, but rather to care for others. And when we do that, it is on our terms. And when you give help, it is on your terms. And I think that we've equated this whole idea of helping others as in like, well, once you start helping someone, well, then they get to dictate the terms. And the answer is no. That's not how it works. And that's how it has worked. People start getting handouts from the government, and then suddenly the government's beholden to them or something like that. And no, friends. When you receive a handout, you need to accept the terms that come with that handout. And friends, if you have some extra, you should be able to give it away to help other people. But you should never feel like you owe them something. If you don't have enough for your family, then stop giving. And you should not feel any compulsion about that. You should not feel any bad about that. You should be like, I can help when I can help, and when I can't help, I can't. And who gets to determine when I can't help anymore? Me. And sometimes that's determined by their bad attitude. Let's just be frank. Their bad attitude, or maybe their lack of action. That happens out there too, right? Where we don't see any action from them. They don't take any steps to better their situation. And because of that, the handouts stop. That's something to be thinking through, how you can help people, but also hold them accountable too. All right, friends, let me know down in the comments down below what you have thoughts of, and if you have any updates. If you want to check out and get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there on the screen. There's also another video link there from this channel. And make sure you stop by this afternoon to check out the video on why I'm standing here in the first place and who lost a ship out here. It was a major ship and a major battle in history. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.